What up, what up? What's going on? How was the business this week? I hope everybody's business was pretty good. I hope you made all of your goals and everything went the way that you wanted it to go. I want to talk about a good topic that I think it affects everyone to a degree because it is part of our society. It's woven into the fabric of how we are raised on this land here in America. And I think, you know, this phenomenon is a good thing and a bad thing, a blessing and a curse. And it's competition. Competition.
I'm the greatest.
We're all in it. In the carpet cleaning business, I was just looking around and I see that it's a lot of carpet cleaners around, more than I thought, actually, more than what I suspected. And just in looking at how many great cleaners it is out there, it just came to me like, I wonder, do a lot of cleaners out there or business people in general, do they base their business model on competition? And not necessarily just the business model competition, but do they focus on competition, right? Competing against, I don't know. I will just say, as a disclaimer, I am out of the competition game. I don't too much care for it. But at the same time, I'm not against it at all. I mean, if a person wants to compete for whatever they want to compete with, I feel like they have a right to do that. So I'm definitely not against it. But I'm not. Well, actually, I'll take that back. For me personally, competing with myself is one of the most challenging. It's competing with myself. Do you compete with yourself? That's very hard. You ever had something that you were trying to accomplish and you just couldn't accomplish it within yourself, whatever you're trying to do, your business or whatever? Hmm? Yeah, that's hard. Remember that cupcake you said you wasn't going to eat again? The cupcake was good, wasn't it? The chocolate and the cream caught you. Yeah. But you'll do it sooner or later, when you make your mind and when you start to compete against yourself, which is the true value for me, right? But I think, and I'm going to go a little into a different space in the same topic, so just follow me. I think sometimes when we tend to run from ourselves in the competition realm, or run from our fears, okay, we tend to run towards something else. You know, we tend to well, I would say some people tend to perceive whatever it is they're feeling a fear about within themselves outward to someone else, right? In a lot of cases, that's easier, to look at someone else's weaknesses and then expound on that instead of your own. In a lot of cases, I'm just using me as an example, in my opinion. Competition, competing with yourself, very, very tough. Competing with someone else can quite sometimes be very easy, especially if it's an easy competitor. I mean, if you're racing against someone running, and your legs is 2 feet and their legs is 1 feet, I think that you might win, right? So, it's easier to compete against someone else, but to compete against oneself, whoa. When was the last time you were in a position to help someone and you didn't? When did that happen? When was the last time you were in a position where you could actually change someone's life with a little information and you just didn't deliver, even when they asked? Have you ever talked about someone behind their back in a very bad way just because there was something about them that you were jealous of? I tell you one thing, those attributes right there, definitely can come from competition in a lot of cases. It can get very toxic in competition. Conflict, having conflict with someone because you actually want to outdo them. So, in a lot of cases, competition can actually cause a person to not want to help another person in a lot of cases, right? You know what I'm saying? Do you want to help somebody that might outshine you, so to speak? Outshine, whatever that may be, And then that's a perception in your mind of someone outshining you, because what is actually that? Someone outdoing you, or someone. It's all perception. One man's meat is another man's poison. One person might say, hey, that's beautiful. The other person might say, hey, that's ugly. It's all perception. What really is competition? Huh? Who are you competing against? What is competition? Well, let's think. I'm thinking in sports terms. You got teams competing against what? They're trying to win what? A championship. Well, there's something to gain there in the competition. Both parties are competing to achieve a specific and common goal that they both agree on. Right? That's a game. Right? So competition is what? Something like a game, right? I would think. Right? But even in those games, right? Think about those drawn out games. I remember one playoff game, I think it was 2012. Yeah. Do you remember? Football fans out there? It was New England versus, who did New England play? Don't get me wrong, y'all. Oh yeah, it was the Ravens. It was New England against the Ravens. And then, that game was so drawn out. Tom Brady almost broke his neck trying to score over the goal line, going over the top. Literally, he sacrificed himself to get over the top. I said he almost killed himself trying to get over the top. Competition. But even in games like that, it fights occur. Why? Because you don't like the other team right now. It's competition. So, would you say that competition has a lot to do with not liking something? Or not liking whatever you're competing against. You don't want to lose. Loser. Who likes that term? Isn't it such a derogatory term, loser? What did you lose? Really? You're still here. You lost the game, right? It's just a game. Competition. Perception. Right? It takes two to compete. If one doesn't want to compete, it's no more competition. Right? So if it's just one person competing, you're really not you're not competing now. So there's no you where's the perception of competition? It can only come from another person in you and whatever you're agreeing on. And even in that competition, an outsider can perceive it not to be such a competition or important anyway. What's the sense of even competing over a bone when you see two dogs competing over a bone, right? I'm not going to compete over a bone. We'll let the two dogs compete over the bone. It's important to them. Perception. See? I can even hype those dogs up to believe that to even compete harder for the bone. I'll throw a little beef juice on it. And then they'll really compete for it. See? Actually, not even compete. They'll actually fight each other for it, which is competition. Right? You see where I'm going with this competition? Just looking at it from the mountaintop view, if you might say, because it's so woven into our society. You know, I mean, which toothpaste is the best? Who's the best? Who's the best? Who's ha ha ha? What is the best? I have the best. Everyone is competing. Who's the best? The best at what? Perception again. The best at what? You're the best at running, right? You're the fastest person on the planet. Bravo, bravo, bravo. Fastest man on the planet, flies like thunder. But what else is that? What else is there after that? Bragging rights, right? Bragging. You get bragging rights in competition. So bragging. You like to brag? What do you get out of bragging? It's still dealing with self, right? This is self-fulfillment that you're looking for. See? But you're looking outward, trying to get it from someone else off of what? Probably their weaknesses, right? Because it's competition. You're looking for the weakness. I get it. I get it. Hey, I'm part of it too. I try my best not to compete especially in my business. Because my business is my business. I be minding my business. See? And I mind my business. See? So I deal with my own challenges, which is very tough. Tougher than dealing with someone else's, because that's our perception. All right? It's all perception, baby. That's all I'm trying to say. Competition. So let me pull out my scroll, because I took some notes for myself, and I'm just going to share it. Because I think this competition thing, it really should change. You look at some people right now probably saying, Trump, well, what is he talking about? What is he talking about? What? No. Well, maybe. Maybe. Whoever said I wasn't crazy? Crazy nicely, though, you know, in a good way. But that doesn't mean that, you know. So, let me take out my scrolls. My precious, expensive scrolls. Wrote it down with my very, I'm bragging again. Where's my fountain pen at? I have a very expensive fountain pen here. Now, anyway, for real. Okay, so I just wrote down, because I was just brainstorming, like, this competition thing. It's all around. Your car. Don't you want your car to be the best looking? Yeah. Your clothes. Don't you want your clothes to be the best? What is the best? I always looked and saw that it can never get any better. It's always something that'll come and take your attention away from what you thought was the end all be all. And then here comes something else, and then, you're over here. No, it never stops. So what really is that? Perception. Perception is everything. So anyway, I wrote down some things like the toxicity. Is that a word? The toxic part of competition, right? Causes conflict, right? Sometimes, a lot of times, competition, an unseen and untold type of conflict, So keep your game face. Hi, good morning. Hi. No, you're competing. In your heart, you're like, I hope this person fails. And then a lot of times that can go into, that person did do that. That wasn't really a good thing they did. I'm not trying to hate on them, but they did. You know what I'm saying? It gets to that point. So, and then that's an inner conflict again. We're dealing with the inner man, the inner, because you're relating it to someone else. So really, it's almost like a conflict within you over competition. That's deep now. You don't want to cause a conflict within yourself, right? All right. On the mighty scrolls, I wrote. Sometimes a person can promote and exalt a dislike type of vibe for their competitors. You see how people market their businesses all the time. They'll say something about one of their competitors of what their competitors are not offering in so many words, right? We get it. And then they'll say what makes them different, right? And a lot of people is going to buy it because that's just the way it goes. You create some type of dislike for another, and then that can kind of cause some type of confusion, right? Because I even get people who call me and ask me a million questions because they're kind of confused. And I'm saying, why are they so confused? Cleaning a carpet is cleaning a carpet. But there must be a lot. There must be a gargantuan amount of scams going on out here. Because I just get questions. I can't believe these questions. Like, they say, what? They ask stuff like, are you going to do a deep clean? That's a confusing question. What do you mean by deep clean? Like, all cleaning is supposed to be kind of deep, right? Confusion out there. Why? Because people in competition businesses, when they promote, they throw salt out there on different types of competitive. Okay. Oh well, this method of cleaning is not the best. This is the best. Says who? Says this place over here, which has been certified for 55 years. Oh, do they lie too? They always tell the truth? They're that honest? Really? Can we investigate? A lot of game. Competition is a game. Follow me? It's all a game. Capitalizing on the weaknesses of your competitors. Why would you want to capitalize on someone's weakness? That's a bully. It's because you want it all, right? And then what? Once you get it all, and then what? You can brag, right? You can bully, right? Exposing someone's weakness just to make yourself look strong. I get it. I'm guilty of it. I've done it. Okay, so what's another one? Long-term beefs. Hey, long-term beefs when that competition gets real. Case in point, I grew up a Chicago Bulls fan. No, a real fanatic. Like, that's all I watched as a child, because that was the channel that came on where I live. It was just the Bulls playing whoever came into town. And then guess what? I don't really care for the rivals of the Bulls till this day. Till this day. From childhood. From late 80s, 90s. No. I don't mess with the Pistons. At all. At all. There is deep animosity on a fan base. Nothing personal. I love the Pistons on a basketball level, but I'm saying as a fan of the Bulls, there is bad beef there. You know what I mean? And I'm sure the Piston fans feel the exact same way. I'm sure they do. Ask them. Ask a true Piston fan. Is the beef real? Okay? Green Bay Packers football. Is the beef real with the Bears? Is the beef real? Detroit Lions. Is the beef real with the Bears till this day? I really think so. Competition. Okay. Everybody can relate to that, I'm sure. See, everybody can relate to this. Sabotage. You remember the skaters back in the early 90s? I think it was Nancy Kerrigan and Tonya Harding. Tonya Harding, before the Olympics, they both were trying out for the Olympics, and Tonya Harding came and hit Nancy Kerrigan in the knee and tried to sabotage her. Sabotage. Toxic. Competition can actually be toxic. And that's why I'm not in competition. I'm in competition with what I'm doing, which is completely a lot to focus on. A lot to focus on. But it's the exact target that I need to compete with. Think about it, the greatest players compete with themselves. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant, they say Kobe, the Black Mamba, they say that he would be the first in the gym before everyone and the last at the gym before everyone. Who was he competing against? Well, it seems like if he was the only one there before they got and the only one there after he was competing with himself a lot of the times. And I believe that's when he was really his best. And it showed. Okay. Competing with yourself. Don't run from yourself. Face the fears and that competition that will make us a better person. Speaking for myself too. I'm not pointing the finger at all. It's for, each one teach one. Just sharing, that's all. Now, what I will say, I'm not going to hold you on. I'm long-winded. I'm sorry. But I'm just really on this competition thing because we need to kind of flip the competition vibe instead of trying to compete with each other on a continual basis. It's almost automatic when you see someone else. What does he have? Oh, what? What does he have? Oh, does he? Is his better than mine's? His car is. He got his car. I don't want to be seen. His car. I hate him. No, 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 no. But if that's what you want to do, that's cool. Competition. If that's what you want to do, that's cool. But you know what? I believe on the flip side of competition, I would call that help. 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 No, 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 seriously. Help. Helping one another. Carpet cleaning industry. Yeah. That's because that's what I am, a carpet cleaner. So I'm just speaking in a carpet cleaning term, but it actually is for everyone. Period. Because we're all in it. And where did this come from? Did it come from childhood? When was the first time you competed? Do you remember? Do you really remember? But help should be what we should be doing outward to one another. Competing with ourselves, helping one another. Competing with ourselves, helping one another. Get that? It's the flip side of competition. But it's still competition in the good way. Just follow me real quick and I'm going to let you go. Help. Take a good basketball team right now, the Lakers. The Lakers is playing pretty well, right? Looks like the best team. Or any best team that's out there. When they are practicing with one another, when they're at practice, because you got to practice to get better. When they're at practice, they are actually, in a way, competing because they are doing drills where they have to actually offend and defend one another, right? But they're still the same team. It's all for what? For help. To do what? To become a better team. See? To become a better team. So when they get on the floor against the competitors, war, because competition is war, right? When they're feeling that war, they have done everything they can to ensure that they can give the best effort to have a possibility of winning. And they competed with one another at practice, but it wasn't the competition of war, it was the competition of help. Help. They helped one another. Hey, no, stop. Hey, you're going to have to move over there to the left because every time you move to the right, your leg, you're not getting that good, strong push off. And I see you did that in the last game, and the other guy was, he was capitalizing on that weakness. So we're gonna stop moving to the left. We're gonna move to the right this time. You're sharpening up your skills so that you can become better. That's help. Helping one to become a great team. You work on each other's weaknesses to become better. You sharpen each other's strength. You do everything in regards to helping the team get better. And then when all of that comes together, that will establish the foundation of the team. See? Healthy competition is help. Yeah? And that's why I say competing with ourselves is the best help we can do for ourselves. Becoming a better version of who we are and how we move. Period. Dominating someone else, that's just dominating someone else. It's not balanced because I don't think anyone wants to be dominated. But if that floats your boat, go ahead and brag about it. It's okay. But just, be able to accept when the shoe is on the other foot and someone is bragging over on your weaknesses. Because you notice the greatest competitors always wind up either not being the greatest anymore or losing. See how that goes? And then someone else comes along. And then someone... So really, who's the greatest? Who's the greatest basketball player? See, how can you determine that? How can you quantify that? I mean, really, it's our perception. It's our perception. Because I have my perception of who I think is the greatest, and you can't really deny it. I'm sure you probably have your perception. You have your perception, and I probably can't deny it once you lay out all the facts. Our perception. But guess what? Any one of the players that you name, no one can do their game better than them. Period. See? And that's how that goes. So let's look at competition as something fun and something helpful, not toxic. Not toxic. There's nothing that comes from that. Only bragging rights, of course. If you're dominating, you can brag. Kudos. But that's all you get is brags. And always be ready for that to be on the other side for you and someone brags in front of you and snatch your bragging rights. And that's usually how it goes in so many ways. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Competition. 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 Is it good or toxic? I would say it should be help. We should always turn it into help. All right, guys. Nice talking to y'all again. I hope I didn't talk y'all to sleep. And I will see y'all in the next video. Take care. Mind your business all the time. And y'all be safe out there. All right, we'll talk later. Peace.